Hello, it's Kelly here. Welcome to my channel, Animal Instinct. I'm back for another Flosstube update, finally. I think it's been about, well, at least 6 weeks since my last one. Today is the 10th of October 2020, and I'm finally back just for a regular stitching update. So I've got whips and new starts, finishes, haul, all the usual stuff. I'm not sure if you heard that. You can see Jemima is out. Oh dear. Reggie, my kitten, has disgraced himself. He totally ruined my whole setup. He tried to eat the fabric. He knocked everything over. He was drinking from my glass of water. Oh, driving me crazy. So he's in detention in the bedroom, probably destroying the place. Anyway, where was I? Yes, so it's been a while, and the reason is I work a normal job, plus I'm studying as well, and I finally finished uni for the year this week. I had my last exam, so I'm very excited. No more study for 6 months now. So lots more time to stitch and lots more Flosstube. So thank you if you have seen my videos before. Thanks for coming back, being patient with me. And if you're new, it's probably a good time to start. Because I should be able to film much more frequently now. So if you don't know me, my name's Kelly and I live in Adelaide, South Australia. I'm not sure if the bird noises are coming through, but they're really busy today. It's a beautiful spring day here in Adelaide. Before I start showing you my stitching, I'm just referring to notes because I'm out of practice. I just wanted to give a couple of shout outs. I don't do that very often, but hi Mum and hi Josie. Josie is my mum's sister, my auntie, and she's found my channel and has been watching my videos. Josie is in Tasmania, so we don't see her very often, but Mum and Jose do Skype catch-ups where they'll spend an afternoon scrapbooking together. So hello. Right, let's get into stitching. I'm going to go through my works in progress first. So these are all the ones that were already on the go when I filmed last time. They're not new starts since then. So at the end of the last video, I was working on Joan Elliott's Time Traveller. It's been a while. If I don't have before pictures, it's fine. If I've got them, I'll slot them in too. And I'm stitching it on 32 count Belfast linen in Gothic by Picture This Plus. And I really got into it. Really got going on that green, the green part of the dress there. I just picked a colour and I completed it. And then I got to, you can see there's still a bit to go. I was missing that colour. I thought I had everything, but apparently not. So I ended up just putting it away because I really wanted to finish that section. But I have since bought the DMC, so I need to get back to that. That's coming along really nicely. The lighting it's always really hard to show the true fabric colour. It's coming out, it's too bright, it's darker in real life. Yeah. That's that one. Try and be a little bit organised. The other reason why I can't have Reggie out is if he hears anything rattling like this, he'll be attacking it, and I'm sure he can hear that. I'm sure that's driving him crazy. He'll be able to hear that and he'll be wanting to kill it. Okay, next one. This is a whip. I don't think I've actually shown it before. I just forgot. So I'm stitching up a few of the Be Well and Stitch freebie patterns that were released back at the start of this year. And I'm going to put them all together into a bit of a quilt. And I'm picking a wide range of designs and stitching on all sorts of different fabrics. Like there's no colour scheme or anything like that. It's just going to be like a complete sort of scrap quilt, I guess. There's still a lot of patterns I want to stitch, so I'm not sure when I'm going to just decide that's enough. This one is by Jaeger and Yarn. I don't actually know what it's called. I've just called it loo paper. And this one, it's here. So it's just acknowledging the toilet paper shortage of 2020. What a year it's been. At the start of the year, when I first went to working from home, I had to dial into a lot of meetings, but I didn't actually have to actively take part. I had to listen and concentrate, but I didn't have to speak. And so I got a lot of these patterns done back then, but my work circumstances have changed and now I have to actually take part in these meetings. So I don't stitch at work anymore, or maybe half an hour a week. This one, it's very simple. It's just got 3 colours, white, black and grey. And I'm almost finished. It's circular, so it's just around here. But I only put about half an hour a week in at the moment. I probably should sit down and just finish it because it wouldn't take that long, I don't think. It's on Chromatic Alchemy Amatentia. So it's 28 count casual linen. I'm not really a pink person, but it's very cool dye. And it's also opalescent. I'm not sure if you can, oh yeah, you can sort of see that. And I don't really love stitching on opalescent fabric as it turns out either. So I'm very keen to get that one done. Next up, got my full coverage pieces. So I finished my big bee piece earlier this year. I think it was in April. Quick side note, I've dropped that off to be framed this morning. So they said they're a bit busy at the moment, at least 4 weeks. So yeah, I'll show you as soon as I get it, but very exciting. But I was in a bit of a full coverage slump really since then. I haven't really been able to stick to one project. I've got plenty on the go. But Kim Hollenbach, Spartan Stitcher, I saw a post on Instagram, and in part of her the Full Coverage Fanatics group that she runs, they were having a Tour de France challenge. So the challenge was to stitch the same number of stitches as there were kilometres each day, each stage of the tour. And I thought, oh, that might, you know, I think the total was just shy of 3,500 stitches. So I thought that's a decent amount. That'll get me back going. And so I picked Story Time. I think I showed this last time as well. Story Time by Zazak Namu. It's a Gecko Rouge kit. It's a bit wrinkly. Now known as Aruda Art, if you're looking for it on the Gecko Rouge website. This is on 18 count Ada 2/1 full crosses. And yeah, if I've got a photo from last time, you'll see how much progress I've made. That's the whole piece to here. I kind of picked, depending on my mood and how tired I was, that's probably really what it came down to. I picked like a lot of like these colours you could just stitch and stitch and stitch, and it stitched up pretty quickly, whereas there's a bit more confetti around her. Her face itself has, I can't remember how many different blues in it, there's plenty. But I finished up, I made the 3,500 stitches on that. And I'm also doing their National Park Challenge, excuse me, where you basically stitch 4,000 stitches in a piece, in a full coverage piece, and that's sort of, you're considered to have visited that park, and then you move on to the next one. I think there's 25 parks in total. I'm not going to finish it, but I'm just sort of plodding along at my own pace. That's kind of my challenge. So I only had an extra 500 stitches to go and I finished the park. So I've done 4,000 stitches on that one since I saw you last. think it's just coming along really nicely. And then when I finished that one, I looked at what other parks I'd started, and I needed to do about 4,000 stitches, not quite 4,000 on this one, on the Gecko Rouge kit. I think this has got the best name of any cross-stitch pattern I've ever seen. Mugshot of a cat felon arrested while attempting a New York bank heist. He looks very guilty. So artwork by Tanya Bond, and you can get it as a Gecko Rouge kit. When I first started this last year, I focused in on those beautiful big eyes. And this time I worked my way up to the top, and I'm just filling in the border so you can sort of see. I'm not sure how far it goes down. I don't think it goes down much further. It's not a very big piece. Oops. But yeah, so I stitched 4,000 stitches, sort of all of this. But I love how that's coming along. So that's, yeah, 25 count, 1/1 full crosses. Oh, now Jemima's come up onto the table. Please don't be like your brother. Then I was like, okay, what's the next national park? What's the next thing I need to do 4,000 stitches in? And it's this one, Atomic Garden by Charissa Rose. It's another Gecko Rouge kit. I used to be in their gold club where it was kind of like lay-by, where you pay a bit each month, and then you get a voucher sort of to the amount that you've paid, but you also get a hefty discount as well. But I've got too many, so I'm not in the gold club anymore. Anyway, so I'm doing this one also on 25 count, 1/1 full crosses. No, I haven't quite finished the 4,000 stitches on this one. So that's like one of her glasses. And it comes down, I don't know, down here somewhere, maybe to there. That is like really dark navy, and there is a lot of it. So the stitching I've done, I don't know if you can tell, I've done like a heap in there. So that was like tired stitching, or I didn't have to think. And then it's really hard to see, but I've done actually a lot of stitches in white. So white and dark blue, that's it. So that can't go away just yet because I still need to finish off. Not sure how many I've got left. Okay, next is my temperature tree. Temperature tree is by Sarah the Stitchin' Mummy. You can buy it on Etsy. She has a range of different ways of tracking the temperature in your area. She's got temperature garden, temperature balloons. The tree is the first one I've done, but she's released temperature typography for next year. And I have purchased that pattern. I can't remember if I mentioned that last time. I haven't decided on fabric yet, but really looking forward to it. I've loved doing this tree. Who knew I would really be obsessed with knowing what the temperature was each day. So I think it's on 32 count linen, brown linen. DMC 2/2. Each leaf is a different day of the year, starting in January, working our way around. And there's various temperature scales. I went with the hot one because that was most suited to our climate here in Adelaide. I'm quite surprised though. I thought there would be more yellows, oranges and reds this is our summer, January, February. But I suspect we're going to start summer earlier. I think I might have a couple of days left of September, and then I need to start the October branch. But yeah, really love this one. And yeah, looking forward to next year. I really like the font that she's used, and it's going to look excellent. Righto. Next is I wanted to take part in Sampler September. As it turned out, I only put in one afternoon of stitching in a sampler in September. It was just a bit too busy. That's all right though. So I worked on the Old Scott, Hands Across the Sea. I'm stitching it on, oh, I didn't write it down. I think it's platinum linen. It's 40 count platinum linen. You can see me scratching my face today. Spring hay fever, itchy. Yeah, I think it's 40 count platinum linen. So okay. So I think, oops. I'm stitching at 1/2 on the Averissoir silks, which is very nice to work with, although you don't want any loose sort of skin on your fingers because it catches. And I think this is about the halfway mark, I think. So I'm really focusing on the border, and there's 3 components to the border. So on the outside edge, you've got just a single line of red cross stitches. And then you've got all of the thistles, and then this pink line is 4-sided stitch. You can see that. And so my goal is to finish all of the border, like those 3 components. But if I get a little bit bored, I'm just going to dabble inside, but I won't focus on the inside until the outside's done. So that's looking really good. With this one, I've had it loaded on my Omnic frame, and I don't use my frame as much as I really intended to when I bought it. And part of that reason is it's a bit fiddly to load. So I saw a suggestion by, I think it was AZ Stitcher, who sewed a sleeve, like literally just folded the top of the fabric over and sewed across. And so you can just slide the dowel rod in the Omnic frame through there. It's so much easier to load. I'm going to do it with more. I think I've got some fabric that I want to do it on, so I might even film a little tutorial. It's very simple, but I quite like having that visual. So hopefully other people might find that useful as well, and it probably would work with other scroll frames too. That's that one. Okay, next. Seeking Refuge has come out recently. Seeking Refuge by the Scarlet House. I started it, I think April, and it's just like, I like the text. I just thought it was pretty apt for this year, like lots of other people. And so I pulled it out again recently. I had made a pitiful start. I think I'd done like over here. I'd done the tree without the berries, the bird, that flower, and that was it. So I really need to get a move on if I've got any chance of finishing it this year. Looking at it now, maybe it's a bit ambitious. I'm thinking of changing the text here that says her work, like initial and then her work in the year 2020. I'm thinking of making it something slightly different, like, I'm not sure, the year the world stood still, or I saw a good quote, the year the world came together when the people stayed apart, or something like that. That's probably too many words, but if you've got any ideas, let me know. So I'm stitching this one on 40 count Picture This Plus Wren. and I've done a fair amount really, I think, for me. So it's 1/2. Yeah, this might be easier. 1/2. I have changed pretty much every single colour except for DMC 310. I didn't have all of the DMC, I didn't have any of the called for fancy floss, so I just went through my stash. I've got so DMC, Anchor, 3 silks for you, a colour and cotton, and a week's dye works. I'm staying true-ish, but yeah. I think this green is a bit brighter than the actual pattern. Yeah, but it's okay. It's fine. Kind of like how bright it is, because I think the berries are brighter too. I think in the pattern the berries and the bricks are the same colour, whereas I've used a more pink colour for the berries and flowers, and I've got more of a browny red for the house when I get to it. It's a silks for you. I don't have a number name. It was a freebie I won playing bingo. But I've gotten all of that in pretty short amount of time, so maybe I can get it done. I've deliberately left a few diamonds empty because that's a floss that I got with a colour and cotton fabric order. I think it's half a normal skein, and I don't have any more. I think it'll be okay because you have to go like all the way across. I think I've got enough, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm just going to leave random holes to fill in either with leftover, or if I don't have enough, then something else. So that's that one. This is my last whip. Mermaid's Folly by the Courtney collection. Running out of space. So I love this pattern. I bought this was like a birthday present to myself this year. And I just love it. I just haven't stitched on it as much as I really wanted to. So I'm stitching it on Picture This Plus Murky 40 count, 1/2, and I'm just using 3371. Just nice plain dark brown. So it is a large piece of fabric. Not sure if you can hear the parrots. I love that sound. I don't get sick of that. There we go. Whoops. That is my progress so far. So I started in the very middle because I was feeling very lazy and I didn't feel like measuring borders. So I knew that I've got too much fabric, so if I start in the middle, I can't go wrong. It's fun. It's a paper pattern. I'm using a highlighter. It's the only pattern I'm doing that with at the moment. Other paper patterns like Seeking Refuge, I can just eyeball it. I don't need to mark off my stitches, but this one you have to take notice of. I don't think it's available as a PDF. I think you can possibly scan in paper now into pattern keeper, but I don't think it has full functionality, but I'm fine with the highlighter. It's working fine for me. And just to show you how big, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have a fair amount of border, I think, but yeah, she's like dwarfed there at the moment. I just think it looks so good on the Murky. I'm so pleased with it. Okay, that's all of my active whips. I have had a finish. I finished Lucy Beam, I Will Cut You. What have I got to say about that? I guess I can show it to you. That might help. I stitched it on a 20 count even weave. I think it might be called Bellana. It's a very strange fabric. I don't like it. It's very thick. Very, I don't even know how to describe it. Like it's like a sack. It's not a fine, I mean, it's even. It's not Aida, it's an even weave. I dyed it, Coffee Tea dyed it because it was pink and it wasn't quite what I had in mind. But it is finished. I will cut you. I'm not sure how I'm going to finish it yet. Kind of like the idea of like a scissor jar. We'll see. I made a mistake right at the start, but I didn't realize I made a mistake until over halfway through. So this top border goes like that. I put an extra stitch in this one, and they're all the same. So I just copied on. Once I'd done that, I just copied. And I was getting towards the end actually, and I'm like, hang on, these aren't lining up with the letters like they are in the pattern. What is going on? And then I realized, and I just didn't feel like I could cut it off any sooner. Like if I didn't include that one, it finishes too soon. So I just did it, and I think it's fine. I don't think you even really notice. I think you can tell that it's a bit wonky there. Whoops. So, very nice to have a finish. Not sure if you can hear Reggie trying to get out of the bedroom. Sorry, buddy. I stitched it with, I think it was mainly the called for, yeah, except for the blue, all the rest were called for Gentle Arts and 1 week's dye works. It's not as neat as some. I need practice. And I got this from the Cruel Goblin, and I just asked them to sub in something similar for Gentle Art Blueberry, and they put in Weeks Dye Works Blue Jeans, which worked out just fine. Okay, page 2 of the notes. I don't think I said at the start, I think this is going to be a long one. Maybe not. Right. I also had another start. It's a pitiful start. It's barely worth showing. When I was on my hunt earlier this year for all of the Be Well and Stitch patterns, I came across the Snowflower Diaries Joyful World series, and it's a little monthly series, so there's a small piece for each month of the year, and they've all got they've all got an animal in each one. Hopefully I've put a picture up, so you can actually find these free of charge on the Snowflower Diaries .blogspot.com. I'll put the link there. I'm stitching this on 16 count Aida It's Picture This plus Heartland. And I think I just did this on a lunch break. So I have barely done anything. I haven't even finished crossing everything. I'm not really sure what I was doing. Oh wow, no, I'm really not sure what I was doing. Anyway, I have most of the border done. I started, this is the September one. I started this in September, thinking, oh yeah, I can do one a month, no worries. Okay, so that was New Start. Another New Start, it's kind of a finish, sort of. I think I showed last time from mybobbin.com the sewing magnets, and I started the stalk scissors and I finished the stalk scissors. Stitched on perforated plastic. Oh, it's fluffy. And the stitching is all finished. How cute is that? Now, you can, they give you the felt to finish it, and I've been whip stitching it and it's so ugly, and I also accidentally cut the cotton somehow. I don't know what I was thinking. So I'm going to take out all of the edging and redo that. But pretty happy that, I mean, look at them. Let's go that way. And it comes with a little magnet, but I'm sure you could turn it into a needle minder or something too. So that was fun. And I got that done in, I think it was like 2 shortish stitching sessions. Okay, another one, another finish. This is a start and a finish. Last video I had finished Lindy Stitch's Beautiful Things, and I mentioned how much I loved stitching it, and I was looking forward to seeing what she came out with next. And then I was watching her Flosstube at some point, I can't really remember when. Not her latest one, it must have been the one before that. Anyway, she showed her Dracula's Confession, and I did the whole pause, go to Etsy, oh not Etsy, she's got her own website now, go to the website, buy the pattern immediately. And then I kept watching her Flosstube, and then I realised the called for, or suggested I guess, fabric for one iteration, so you could stitch it either vertically or horizontally, and I like the vertical one. Was 32 count Murky, Picture This plus, same as what I'm doing Mermaid's Folly on. Before I invested in that large piece of 40 count Murky, I bought a test piece just because I wanted to see what it looked like. I'd seen lots of people using it on Flosstube, but I'd never seen it in real life. I had an inkling it was what I was looking for Mermaid's Folly, but I just wanted to see it first, and I hadn't stitched anything on it. So I had the fabric, I had, it had a range of DMC, and I've got them here. I think they're Weeks Dye Works, yep, and one Dinky Dye. I didn't have any of the called for floss, the fancy floss, but I really loved the colour choices in Beautiful Things, so I wanted to stay true to the pattern. And so I ordered the Weeks Dye Works, same day I ordered the pattern, but they took a good few, oh gosh, they took a good few weeks, I think, to get here. Okay, beautiful like autumn colours. It's spring here. But I just wanted to start it. So same day I purchased it, I went and found my piece of Murky, and I stitched the DMC. I'll just show you. There's my finish. Sorry if you can hear Reggie. I did all the DMC that afternoon. It was was the same as the last one. Once I started stitching, I couldn't stop. So the DMC is... Oh. There we go. All of the black, the grey in here, so this whole section, the black on the bat, the lighter grey on the bat, that was it. And then I then had to put it away until all the other floss came. I couldn't find the dinky dye black coral, which was for the main part of the bat. I couldn't seem to find a shop that I could get all of the fancy floss from in one place. You know, paying postage, I didn't really want to have to get it from different places. So I went through my stash and I found this Silks for You, a dark variegated grey. I don't have a number because it was another one that I won at bingo, and that worked out so well. I love it. Yeah, so that was a very quick start and finish. Okay, last section, haul. I had a bit of success on Stash Unload. I don't go on there too often because it's tempting, but I did find 2 kits that were appealing and I got them at a good price. I got Gold Collection Petite's Napping Kitten. It's 18 count Ada, so it's pre-loved, however. So yeah, full kit, all the floss instructions, the Ada, which has been kind of hand stitched around the edges, but otherwise it hasn't actually been started. So I'm actually keen to stitch that one. I think it's cute. Napping Kitten. Looks a little bit like that one, who I think is very happy to have a little bit of a break from her annoying brother. And the other one I got, which I don't think I'll stitch immediately anyway, but you know, I do like it. It's Design Works Call of the Wild. I think I could find a date on it, but it looks a bit old. But it's got, yeah, it's, you know, all the animals. Again, it came with everything, a lot of floss. It's 14 count Ada. Oh, there's a needle in there too. There's a needle in the other one as well. So everything in both of them. I don't know, I might stitch this on something smaller one day. Next I got, there's a little bit, but it's been a while and some of this was ordered a long time ago. So I got my Silks for You Silks of the Month. I think the next one will be coming soon. There we go. Always nice to add to my stash. Not at the same time, but I also wanted to try the Sulky Petites. And I got this one, which is really pretty. I think I'm on the whole autumn colours bent because of all of you Americans. It's spring here. It's the wrong time of year, but anyway, it's a really nice mix. I'm not sure what I'm going to stitch on that one with that one yet. Now I saw someone had this and I can't remember who. But I saw it and I just had to get it. We have kind of a silly unofficial mascot at work of a hedgehog. There's a whole story behind it. You're not actually allowed to import hedgehogs into Australia, so if anyway, This is Just Nan's Heather's Hedgehog house. So you make the little hedgehog and you make the little house for it. I won't open it up, but it comes with the finishing, let me just remind myself. So all the beads, the little tape to make the flag, and the felt to line the house. Yeah, that one's great. I think that looks like a fun summer stitch. And then, okay, I have been eyeing a couple of patterns off for a little while. I have 2 pieces of 28 count, easy count, you know, the pre-gridded 10 by 10. Last video I showed my massive cat piece and I was a bit overwhelmed and decided to try the background in tent stitch to make it go a bit quicker, and I really liked the effect. So I wanted to do a whole piece in tent stitch. So I went looking. I'd seen quite a few people stitching the travel poster sort of things from, let me just remind myself, sorry. Country Magic Stitch on Etsy. Travel posters from various fandoms. And I've gone with one that I haven't seen anyone stitching yet. Welcome to Twin Peaks. Very strange show. I think it's on Stan. I think I can actually potentially watch it while I'm stitching this. And it only has 12 colours, and they're really just nice, I don't know, like soothing colours. I had them all. So that was always, that's a bonus too. That's the colours. And so I'm going to do that 2/1 tent stitch, just to give it a go. Don't think that pattern is Pattern Keeper compatible, although I might try uploading it and see what I can do. I think some of them I think you can mark stitches off, but you can't search for them. I think that might be one of those ones. So that's one, like I need any more big pieces, although that's 128 by 176, so that's not too large really in the grand scheme of things. And then the other one, well, I didn't have the DMC. So I've got the DMC as well. I've been admiring, or I have admired Bendy Stitchy's Josephine Contessa with squid. It's a Hay design for ages, like over a year, well over a year. Yeah, I don't know how long it's been. There's just something really, I just love it. But it is huge, huge. Actually, let me just find the stitch count of the big one. Bear with me, sorry. I should have it, I think, had it written down. $525 by 700 stitches. And I've got too many on the go. I did not want to commit to something so enormous. And I've undenied about it, like I said, for about a year. And then I decided to request a mini. So you can make special requests. You do pay, I think it was $10 or something. And I made a special request to request Contessa with Squid by Omar Ryan as a mini. And now that's on the website, available for everyone. So you're welcome if you like that piece, but are a bit intimidated by the size of the full one. This is, Oh, probably don't need to show you. I've probably, hopefully shown you what it looks like. But anyway, there it is. And this one is, so big one 525 by 700. This one is 244 by 325. It's actually, that's very large. What I'm going to do though, because you do get a loss of detail, they say by about 30% when in the mini versions, I'm going to start right in the middle and stitch her face and make sure I'm happy with the level of detail, just so I'm not disappointed. And if it's too blurry, I'm not happy with it, that's okay. I'll just, you know, goodbye Contessa. But I'm hoping it'll be okay because it's still a large piece. That one will be done 1/1 full crosses. Okay, almost there. Right. I have mentioned before, I enjoy the stitch along mystery stitch alongs every year, and I finished, I think I showed this last time, I finished this year's Bless This House, and the year before that it was the Golden Girls, this one, and for that one I was in a team. There were lots of team challenges, got right into it. Our team did really well. Team Coven, go Team Coven. It was mainly Americans but a few people elsewhere, and we actually came second in the challenge or whatever overall. We were beaten by those damn tater tot hot stitches or whatever they're called. We'll get you one day, Team Tater Tot Hot Stitches. Anyway, so that was last year, and I received a exciting little gift in the mail from a fellow Team Coven member with some little goodies. Really, really exciting. So let me show you what we got. Right, where do I start? A couple of little bracelets. I don't know if you can read that. Can you read that? It says stitch along, cross stitches, rude word coming up. So yep, a couple of little bracelets, a koozie, which we call a stubby cooler, don't we? Stitch, so that's the design company, and a sticker. It's very cool. He's holding up his needle and thread. And then the coolest thing of all, so look at the colours in that. While we were stitching it, Em, the designer, put a call out for aughts, so old raggedy threads, so all your leftovers when you're stitching this. And people were mailing them in to her. I didn't, because I didn't think they'd actually get to her in time. But she was like drowning in aughts, and she wouldn't tell us what she was doing with them. Well, this is just so cool. This is a little needle minder. Oh, hopefully that's, I don't know how to make it focus. Anyway, little badge on there, stitch along, but it's made up of aughts from all over the stitch along community. So really all around the world, that is aughts. The whole stitch along concept is like deep in like building our community. So I just think that's amazing. So she must have glued them together somehow, and there's felt on the back. I just love it. So cool. There's even those dreaded metallics in there. So that was really cool. Okay, very last thing. I've been using a very basic diary thing this year, and I've quite liked, I've never bothered to keep track of my stitching before this year, but I've quite liked it. I like paper and pen. I just keep track of like there's September, so I've written down every day that I've worked on something, and I've had a few days off here and there. I note down, I've got all my whips in here, all the details, all sorts of stuff. So I really liked it, so I've ordered another one for next year. I've started kind of thinking about planning, sort of, next year. And I got the same model, because if it's not broke, don't fix it. So this one. And yeah, it's exactly the same. So it's got the monthly layouts, and then it's actually mainly just gridded paper, like graph paper. I thought I might maybe do a video about planning. I've got some ideas. I want to change what I did this year a bit. I might do that in a separate video. I like watching planning videos and stuff, so maybe some other people might be interested. It's definitely not high tech, it's a very low tech approach. But we'll see now that I have all this time. Now, to get free shipping on that one, I had to spend a few more dollars, and I found these on this same site. So I got a couple of project bags. Well, they're just little meshy zip bags, but that'll be a good project bag. And then this one could be like an oceans bag. Okay. Oh, I think that's the end. Yes. Thank you for hanging in there. It's really good to be back. I feel completely, out of practice and not great. So thank you for watching. I've got some ideas for different videos coming up. So I hope you're all well, and we'll talk to you again hopefully really soon. See ya. Reggie was very sad he didn't get to say hello to his fans. So look at this big boy. Oh, he was crying, but now he's purring. He's happy. Hey Reg, this is his new favourite toy. He's found a pair of socks. They were clean. He's absolutely destroyed them. He's chewed holes in them. One of the holes is... yeah, I can fit my whole hand through. This is why he can't be around me when I'm filming Flosstube. So, catch you next time.